The step one I need to do is, first I need to import the two packages, Microsoft.entity.core. Okay, Microsoft.entity framework core, Microsoft.entity core.design, Microsoft.entity core.sql server, Microsoft.entity core.tools. All these four you need to be updated. That is your step one. After doing the step one, you have to create a class name called repository. Okay, you all understand? Say yes or no so far.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
then
sir.
you have to create a product DB context. Understand my point? This product DB context derived from DB context, which is comes under a namespace system.microsoft entity framework core. Clear my point? This particular DB context comes from this particular namespace. Once it has been done, you need to write a on model creating override method, which is an virtual method of DB context. You see here, right click. Some updates are in. My system is taking some time. Go to definition. Now, if you see here in the DB context, there is a override method will come, virtual method will come. In that override method, you are going to write the code snippet. In the code snippet, you need to write model builder dot entity dot product model. What is product model? Where this product model is coming from in your solution?
Class, sir.
The product model is coming from model folder.
Model.
Or you got my point. And then you are telling your database that to create a table of product. How this table we had a problem is because we never imported the namespace called Microsoft core.entity framework core.sql server. If you install this one, this two table will work. Ishwar, are you there? Two table
Yes,
products. Or you got my point. And then after creating the table, I need to prepare data for the table so that I'm using this product model data. Like that, I added everything. Now, to connect to the database, you need a connection string of the process or not, DB context or not, from which server the data should be connected. For that, in your program.cs file, in the program.cs file, you need to create an instance for your DB context. For that, you are going to add builder.services.add_DB context. You are injecting this product DB context in your middleware. Got it? IOC. Understand my point? So how you are creating a service object, register a product service in a builder method, the same way you are going to register the DB context. When you are registering the DB context, you have to say product DB context class. Where this product DB context class is coming from? This is coming from here. Okay. And then you are saying you are going to use the SQL server. For that, you require a connection string. For bringing the connection string in your app setting.json, you are writing a connection string command like this. This is the connection string where I'm going to connect to the database. You are understand this point? Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Everybody. 13 people are there. I want
Yes,
to
sir.
Yes, sir.
or unmute yourself and talk. Okay. Once you've done that, you are going to read that connection string in this variable. That connection string you are pausing here. While passing the connection string to the builder.service, it automatically creates object for the DB context class. Understand? It is automatically creating an object for the DB context class. This DB context will be injected into your service class as a dependency injection. If you look into the product service, you see there is a DB context has been injected or not. Where you will inject the service object, controller or service? Where you will inject controller or service?
Service, sir.
No.
Service, sir.
Controller.
I want to create an object for service. I want to inject that into controller or service.
Controller.
Into controller.
Into controller. I want to connect to the repository. Do I need to inject that in service or controller?
Service.
Service. Now you understand my point?
Yes.
Whenever you want to call a service containing methods with the help of an object, you need to inject that object in controller class. Similar way, whenever you want to call the repository, you need to inject that DB context object in service class. So that service can try to talk to the DB context. Let me bring the MVC. MVC image. See, this is your product controller, right? Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So product controller or not? Now I'm creating a service. Okay, this is my service and this is my repository. And assume this is your database. This is how the thing is. Now tell me, a product controller will talk to service first or a repository first? Which one will talk?
Repository.
What is this?
Service.
Product service. What is this one? This one is repository. Right? So how many layers we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. Or you got my point? How many layers we have? 4 layers we have. And in this 4 layer, do I need to create object for service and context here?
No, sir.
DB context object will be created. DB context object creation. Right? DB context object will be created here or not? Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now that object I'm going to pass from here as a dependency injection. Which object I'm passing?
DB
Which
context.
object font I'm passing?
Context.
DB context injection. DB context injection. Understand my point? Say yes or no? Say yes or no? Okay, and that one will talk to the repository. Again, it will make a call to repository. The repository will talk to database. Database will return the response. That response will give it to the DB context injection. Coming back, again, it will give back to the middleware. That list of product will go back to the user. This is the overall architecture of MVC core. You all understand this flow?
Sir.
You all understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And then Do I need to pass the model directly from in this layer? Is all containing methods or data? Whether my product controller has methods or properties. My product controller, I am holding any property.
No, sir.
So what you are having? You are having only methods.
Methods.
Product service do
Action
have
method.
any? Yeah. Product service do have any properties or methods?
No.
Come again?
Methods.
All are
Methods, sir.
To execute that method, you need data or not?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, why do we need a method? To perform certain operation, we need a method. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Everybody unmute and talk. Do I need to perform any operation? I need a method or not? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you need a method, you need a data. How to get the data is, for that, MVC core has given a concept called model. Understand my point? You have a separate layer called model. Everybody clear? Whenever you make a request, it will connect through the bidirectional way of middleware. It will connect to the product controller. It will connect to the product service. It will connect to the repository. Understand my point? So the data will be flow independently. All the layers can access the same data. That is called as MVC core pattern. This is the way architectural diagram will be designed. If you understand this diagram typically, you can easily go through it. Let me do one thing. MS Word. Yes. I believe I had given these notes. Anybody can see this? Say yes or no?
Not sure, sir.
Yes, sir. It's
Not-
available.
Hello.
Yeah.
Not given to this note.
No. Who was
Uh,
asking?
It's
Vanita.
available, sir.
Vanita, only you talk to Shiva, he will give you everything. Okay?
Okay.
Sir, also I don't business.
After your confirmation, this will be provided to you guys. Understand my point? You see here, this is the architecture. What happened? You make a request, the request will come to which component first?
Middleware.
Whenever the middleware request is coming, the request parameter will go to model. And then middleware call a method, action method. That action method will get the data from the model. And then middleware controller will call a service layer. The data will comes from the model. And then it will call a repository. The repository get the data from the model, update into the database or insert into the database or retrieve the data. The moment operation is successful, the corresponding data will be updated back in the model and repository say that I finished my operation. That operation will go back to the service layer and then it will go back to the controller layer and then it will go back view layer along with the data, which is a model. That model will given back to the middleware. Finally, the response will be displayed to the user. This is the typical architecture. If you want, I can paste this in the chat. Or anyone can take a screenshot and put it in a group. That will be great. Anyone can take a screenshot,
Done, sir.
put it in a group. so that everybody can understand this architecture. Okay?
I have one question.
Yeah, please. Feel free to ask your
Uh,
questions.
yeah, sir, mostly like if I have a one project,
Mhm.
then I can define for the database, I should use the SQL server or entity framework. Which one will be best for my project? So, how I can make decision for that? Which one
See,
will be
if you are using MVC core as a
okay?
front end, better to go with entity framework. Don't go for the microservices. No database connection, ADO.NET.
Okay.
ADO.NET is done. It is no more people are using. Even Microsoft is not suggesting ADO.NET.
Okay.
Okay, because this is how it is. I will tell you. Earlier, you have ADO.NET, right?
Mm. Yes.
Sir, I have one question that regarding
Let me
understanding.
finish. Let me finish this. Let me finish this. Just wait. She asked one question. I'm working on that, right? Just be patient. Database. Basically, what happened is this is your database. In the database, you will have ADO.NET here. Anjali,
Yes.
this is your
Yes, sir.
ADO.NET earlier.
Yeah.
What ADO.NET will do is basically you will communicate to the database with the help of different type of connected and disconnected architecture. Now,
Yes.
what happened? Whatever the data it is coming from the data table, I want to manually convert into objects, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in that case, Shamji, okay, are you there or left? I think he left. Okay, fine. Okay, so what happened is you need to have a mapper called entity framework. Understand my point?
Yes.
This entity framework internally connect to ADO.NET concepts and trying to communicate to the database, and that database will give a response. That response will be in a format of objects. Clear my point?
Yeah.
So I don't want to now. Microsoft suggests that don't go and work with ADO.NET. Use entity framework. I will take care of all the interaction with the database. Understand my point?
Yes, sir.
So that is why people are preferring entity framework as their concepts. Everybody clear? But
Yes, sir.
when you go for support or maintenance, if there is any fresher or anybody want to communicate to this particular project or a particular course, you need to learn ADO.NET and then you need to learn entity framework. If you are more comfortable with ADO.NET, it is easy to learn entity framework. If you are not learning ADO.NET and coming directly to the entity framework, you won't understand. I'm very clear with this. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Anybody have any questions? Now somebody has asked a question. Who is that? Can you
Yes,
unmute
sir.
and talk? Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah,
sir,
Deepanda.
the concept that you have told there in the previous, that middleware is communicated with the model. Sir, would you please explain this thing once again, that how it is communicated with the models?
It is not communicating with the model. It is passing data to the model.
Okay,
In
so
our
yeah,
side, see,
yes.
when end of the day, why we are building an application, Deepanda? Don't think about technically. Think in practically. Why
Okay.
are we building applications? To maintain data, right? That is the
Yes,
reason you are developing any application, right?
yes.
So whenever you maintain data, these layers are maintaining at different places, different logic components.
Okay.
Okay, to build those logics, do you need a data?
Yes.
Am I right or wrong? Will you
Yes.
need a data or not?
Yes.
When you need a data, where you are going to hold the data in the memory.
The
For
model.
that, you require a model.
Mm-hmm.
Understand my point?
Yes.
So if I hold the data in a model, will the model can be accessed by every layer or it will be for a particular layer?
Access by every layer.
Every layer. Now, as per the diagram, it is accessing every layer.
Yes.
You understand the point?
Yes. Okay.
See, for example, take an example like this. You are creating a product, right? When you create a product, middleware will connect whatever the data you are entering into the UI. Middleware model will prepare the data and available in the model.
Okay.
Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
And then controller will get that model data, manipulate some operation, and then assign that operation result into model. Then coming back, you are preparing a GST in the service layer. To prepare GST in the service layer, do you need a data from the model or not?
Yes. Model. Yes.
So getting the data, prepare the GST, update the GST back to the model. Which model? Product model. And then the repository will get the data, update into the database. That is how the MVC core will work. You got the point?
Yes. What?
So now you understand this architecture?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Come again? Someone is telling something.
Sir,
Yeah, please
sir,
tell
can
me.
you repeat one?
sir,
Can you repeat one?
sir, in this layer where like instance will be created, sir.
Come again? In this
Sir,
layer?
in this layer where instance will be created, like in the controller, whenever like they use the model, okay, call the model to into the controller, model instance will be created into the controller, sir.
Model instance will not be created by middleware or controller or service. From the request model object will be automatically created, automatically update the data. We are not creating any object for model across the flow.
Okay.
Only the layer respective classes we are creating object.
Okay.
Everybody clear? Anybody have any questions? See,
Sir, can you
if you
repeat?
understand this, architecture, it will be easy for you to go through it.
Sir,
If you are
can you
not
repeat one?
understand, who's this?
Sir, Nilesh, can you repeat, sir? I just joined, sir. So I don't.
Okay, fine. So Nilesh, whenever user makes a request, okay, let me show you here. Probably in my code I can explain. Now you see here, in the program.cs, not in program.cs. Let me put a controller. Where is my controller? There you go. This is my controller. Listen carefully. This is my controller, right? Say yes or no. Whenever the action method hits,
This is the action method now.
come again. Who's that? Anybody asking something?
Sir, this is the action method now.
Yes, it
Index
is
is
an
the action.
yes.
Yes.
See, whenever the action method comes, you see here, whether my product model has a data. Say whether the model is having a data. Nilesh,
No.
why? Because I need to get data from the DB. Now you see, this product model object is created, service object is created by default. Did I create it anywhere the object saying that product service equal to new of product service? Did I create any object here?
No.
In this code, did I create any object where the object is created? Where the object is created? You need to speak, guys.
Into
Object
product
is
service.
created in the program.cs file where you added as a IOC. Am I right?
Yes.
This is the place where object is created. We discussed. Now I said, right, registered a product service and a builder method, which in turn create object for the product service class. User defined IOC. Did you remember we discussed this?
Yes.
Okay. Now with that object, I'm calling a service class. Now I am in a list of product service. Now you see there is a DB context where I'm getting a DB context object. You see here, the object is created or not for the DB context.
Yes, sir.
And this is associated with the entity DB set of product model. I never done anything. Everything it is getting from the product model. You see, it is loading the table based on the product model. See, the data is available or not? Did I created a model? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
At the time of creating object of DB context, it will fetch all the data, keep the memory. Now, here, I'm just going to query the data, saying that pass the list. Now, this product's db.context product will just assign the data as a list to the product. Now you see. Now you see your model is containing a data. Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And then you in the view, you can see that visualizer saying that the data can be visualized. You see, did I created this anywhere? Everything dynamically taken care? Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And then that product will be given back to your controller. The controller will be given the data to the view. That view will be display the data like this. Any questions? Now you understand, Nilesh?
Yes, sir.
Nilesh Yadav.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how things will work. Now, the next part is,
Sir, if I wanted to access that before this lecture, so what should I do? Because this is my first lecture. Before that, I was not joined.
Yeah, I also, sir. I have done only 2 classes.
And
hold
I
on,
also
hold on,
don't know
hold on.
ki this is a second lecture or third lecture. I also don't know, sir.
Hold on. Use this number. Okay. Okay. I'll speak to you.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, sir.
Understand, guys? Anybody have any questions? Now, the next point is, I want to build a create product. Okay. Everybody clear with the design? Do you have any questions? Dheeraj, Dipankar, Anjali, Jafar,
No, sir.
Ishwar?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Srinivasan Mantres. Srinivasan,
Yes, sir.
you understand?
Yes, sir.
Where are you from?
Madurai, sir.
Okay. Pradeep Ramyal. Guys, you speak, otherwise leave. Pradeep Ramyal. Remal. Pradeep Remal.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sushil Adirala.
Yes, yes.
Venugopal, I know. Vanita Desai.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, no problem. Now, I want to build a create. So here in the product, first let me remove few things because we already created that one. Do I need this many dependents, this many objects for a product service? I don't need this.
No, you can delete it.
No,
What happened?
Okay, I'm removing this. At the time of injection, please, 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 disturbance, it is disturbing others. Sushil, go for a mute. Don't disturb others.
Yes, sorry, Narendra.
Okay, this is more enough. I need only one object and I'm changing. Okay, I know, right, why we have done this view dot view back dot all those things so that you can go through it. Now go to index HTML. I'm just removing this row. Fine, done. Now save it, run the express. Guys, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, I'm getting a call from my family.